1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumaira Kamal. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has left for Moscow on two-day official visit to Russia to hold a wide range of talks on major regional and international issues with Russian leadership. Minister for Energy says Pakistan needs to strengthen its energy cooperation with Russia to take benefit of the Russian expertise in the sector. Speaker National Assembly says Pakistan adheres to an independent foreign policy aimed at protecting country's socio-economic interests. European Union has vowed to support Pakistan in its efforts for promotion of human rights. Pakistan has called upon international community to hold India accountable for its gross and systematic human rights violations against minorities, especially Muslims. Russian president has reiterated that Moscow's interests and security are non-negotiable. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan left for Moscow on his two-day official visit to Russia from today at the invitation of President Vladimir Putin. The bilateral summit between Prime Minister Imran Khan and Russian President Vladimir Putin will be highlight of the visit. Besides, the Prime Minister will visit the biggest mosque of Russia, an Islamic center in Moscow. Important leadership of Russia, including the Deputy Prime Minister, investors and businessmen, will also meet Imran Khan. During his visit with President Vladimir Putin, the Prime Minister will exchange views on international and regional issues. They will also discuss bilateral relations, especially cooperation in the energy sector. Matters pertaining to Islamophobia and situation in Afghanistan will also come under discussion. Minister for Energy Hamad Azhar says Pakistan needs to strengthen its energy cooperation with Russia as many countries have taken benefit of the Russian expertise in this sector. In a video message on the occasion of Prime Minister Imran Khan's visit to Russia today, Hamad Azhar said Pakistan and Russia are working on several projects in energy sector, and during this visit we will discuss further collaboration on these projects. Speaker National Assembly Asad Qaisar has said Pakistan adheres to an independent foreign policy aimed at protecting country's socio-economic interests. He was addressing the inaugural session of Regional Dialogue 2022's South Asia, Emerging Opportunities and Challenges in Islamabad today. The speaker said Pakistan always desires peace with its neighbours as it is the only recipe for socio-economic development in the region. A meeting of the Central Executive Committee of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf in Islamabad today expressed complete confidence in the leadership of Prime Minister Imran Khan. The Prime Minister took the meeting into confidence about his Russian visit. The PTI-CEC meeting appreciated the independent foreign policy being pursued by the government. It also discussed the current political situation in the country. Later briefing the media, Minister for Information and Broadcasting Chaudhry Fawad Hussain said Prime Minister Imran Khan, in an interview with a Russian television, made it clear that Pakistan will not become part of any bloc. He said Prime Minister's visit to Moscow has gained great significance in view of current international scenario, and all eyes are now on the meeting between Prime Minister Imran Khan and Russian President Vladimir Putin. In the given scenario of tension between Russia and Ukraine, the Information Minister said Pakistan wants to move forward with a balanced approach to sort out the issues. About current situation in Afghanistan, Chaudhry Fawad Hussain said Pakistan is focusing on the humanitarian crisis as Afghans are facing severe shortage of edibles and food items. The European Union has vowed to support Pakistan in its efforts for promotion of human rights. The resolve was expressed by Deputy Head of European Union Mission in Pakistan, Thomas Seeler, during a meeting of representatives of Ministry of Human Rights and European Union in Islamabad today to discuss the EU-funded project Haquq-e-Pakistan. The project contributed to strengthen the institutional and policy framework at the federal and provincial level to promote and protect human rights. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has called upon international community, particularly the United Nations and relevant international human rights organizations, to hold India accountable for its gross and systematic human rights violations against minorities, especially Muslims. In a statement today, Foreign Office said India must also be compelled to halt its state-sponsored terrorism in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, lift inhuman military siege in the territory and let Kashmiris exercise their right to self-determination as per relevant UN resolutions. The statement was issued on the occasion of second anniversary of horrific Delhi riots pogrom of 2020 and 31st anniversary of mass rapes of Kashmiri women in Kunan and Poshpura villages of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir in 1991. Pakistan has agreed on an exceptional basis to allow the overland transportation of humanitarian assistance of 50,000 metric ton wheat and life-saving medicines from India for Afghanistan via Atari-Wagah border up till Torkham. In a statement today, Foreign Office spokesperson Asim Iftikhar, the first batch of 41 Afghan trucks which entered into Pakistan through Torkham is returning to Afghanistan today after loading the Indian wheat consignment at Atari-Wagah. The spokesperson said Pakistan has been closely coordinating with all sides to facilitate smooth transit of the humanitarian assistance. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, All-Party Hurriyat Conference has deplored that India is using rape of Kashmiri women as a weapon of war to humiliate the Kashmiris and suppress their struggle for freedom from its illegal occupation. On the 31st anniversary of the tragic Kunan Poshpura mass rape incident today, the All-Party Hurriyat Conference leaders demanded impartial investigations into all such incidents to punish the culprit Indian troops. The troops had gang raped around 100 Kashmiri women from 8 years old girls to 80 years old women during a cordon and search operation in Kunan Poshpura area of Kupwara district on the night of February 23, 1991. In their statements, Hurriyat leadership called on the International War Crimes Tribunal to probe Kunan Poshpura mass rape. In India, the fascist Bharatiya Janata Party and its Hindutva ideology is becoming more deeply entrenched in the country with sinister consequences for Muslims and other minorities. In the backdrop of ongoing hijab row in Indian state of Karnataka, the BJP leader and member of Indian Parliament from Uttar Pradesh, Sakshi Maharaj, has said that a law should be made to ban hijab across India. The BJP member, after casting vote in the fourth phase of Uttar Pradesh polls today, said the rule of hijab was formed in Karnataka, but I think a law should be made to ban hijab across the country. The Muslim girls from Udupi district have moved the High Court challenging the restriction of hijab inside the educational institutions. Russian President Vladimir Putin has insisted that its interests and security are non-negotiable amid reports of more Russian troops moving closer towards Ukraine's borders. In a video message, Vladimir Putin said Russia is always open for direct and honest dialogue, but it also has full confidence in its military. Ukraine has called on its citizens to leave Russia immediately as the tension with Russia could reduce its ability to provide consular services. In a statement, Ukrainian Foreign Ministry asked its citizens to refrain from traveling to Russia. The Ukrainian Foreign Ministry further said it will introduce a nationwide state of emergency in which special restrictions will apply in order to keep the country calm and protect its economy amid tension with Russia. In the 7th edition of Pakistan Super League at Lahore, the first match of the playoffs will be played between table toppers Multan Sultans and Lahore Qalandars this evening. The match will start at 7:30 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. And finally, the weather report. More light to moderate rain, wind and thunderstorm will snow over the hills is expected in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad, Northeast Punjab, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan during the next 12 hours. Cold and dry weather is expected elsewhere in the country. To end the news, here are some of the headlines once again. Prime Minister has left for Moscow on two-day official visit to Russia to hold a wide range of talks on major regional and international issues with Russian leadership. Prime Minister for Energy says Pakistan needs to strengthen its energy cooperation with Russia to take benefit of the Russian expertise in the sector. Speaker National Assembly says Pakistan adheres to an independent foreign policy aimed at protecting country's socio-economic interests. Russian President has reiterated that Moscow's interests and security are non-negotiable. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.